This is the and growing quickly. Okay. I don't know if Geyer wants to read off the groks I've sent him, but yeah, I I flat out asked Grok, "Are they here?" And it explained, yes, they are, and it's growing. So why are we not getting ice out here? Where is ice? Where is ice in the Portland area? Yeah, they were in Eugene. So I don't know. Somebody help me figure this out.
So yeah, let me pull up these numbers here in the chat, cuz yeah, this is crazy. Before we get into that, Sentinel, did you share what I posted?
No, I haven't actually seen it yet. Did you put something out?
Yeah, it's on my profile right now. So basically what this
Cool.
is, and you guys can see it, it'll be in the pill, it's on my profile. This is a walkthrough of a medical facility, a children's medical unit. Yeah, this was during Pride Month, I believe, of 2024. So just imagine how worse it's gotten. You know, if they're promoting all of this, you know, because what is, in my opinion, and here we go. This is going to piss a lot of people off, but this hopefully is going to get a lot of people to understand why I believe the way I believe. What does the pride flag represent? What does being gay represent? And I ask gay people this all the time. I go, what is to be gay? What does it mean? And they go, this, and this, the feelings, this, and this. I was abused as a child. I don't care. That's not what I asked. What I asked is, to be gay, what does it mean? It means to be attracted to the opposite sex, to be attracted to the same sex. It means that you want to have sex with the same sex as you. That's being gay. Okay, that's what gayness is. Regardless of what, you can be everything else. Like all that just falls into categorizations. That being gay is being gay. It's sexual. It's a sexual thing. If you're a gay guy, you like taking it up the butt or giving it up the butt. If you're a gay woman, you like scissoring each other. That's just how it is. Um, this right here that I just posted, this is a promotion. This is promoting sexualization of minors inside of a hospital. When you put this inside of a school, when you put this inside of a children's unit, when you associate this with children, you are sexualizing minors. When you put a gay pride shirt on your child, when you paint your kid's hair rainbow to go promote gay pride, you are prideful. What is the number one sin that we're told to watch out for? That's pride. So at least that's what I'm told to watch out for, is being prideful, because then you start having an ego. And that's exactly what this gay pride movement is all about. It's all about the ego. You know what I'm really sick and tired of? Them putting this inside of our schools, them putting this inside of our churches, them putting this inside of our medical facilities, them putting this inside of everything. This is what they, and that's transgender. That's, what are they doing inside of these medical facilities? Well, I know exactly what's happening because I got whistleblowers reaching out to me. Why are they reaching out to me and not everybody else? I'll tell you why. Because I tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. And I'll go in there. I'll go in there and I'll put a camera in these people's faces because I'm not afraid. I go into places where people are in the Epstein files and ask them why they are in the Epstein files, and then I get followed home by people in suits. Like, come on. This is real investigative journalism. This is why people reach out to me, and I'm here to expose it because I'm tired of it. Because we have doctors coming from Texas who have had their licensing stripped, and you know what's happening is I'm not able to receive the medical benefits that illegals are allowed to receive. And I'm going to bring this up in my space again because this is my space, and nobody can kick me out of my space and block me from saying anything about anybody in my space. Ed Deal, in my opinion, is a piece of shit. And I'll tell you why. Because he voted to give illegals health care. And guess what? These white people are pushing this transgenderism on trying to transition illegal migrants, children, here in America, because they benefit and they get their pocketbook filled with cash. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And we have Republicans in office who are rhinos who vote for that shit. And then they get kickbacks of what? Over allegedly $1 million from these medical facilities that get put up in certain cities. And guess who is hosting these illegals, these ranchers on the east side of Oregon? And guess what? These ranchers vote Republican. And they lose. What's the point of voting Republican if you have illegals working for you that you can give health care to? Who benefits from that? Not me, not the American citizen who's struggling. Doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. This is evil. This is disgusting, and it's seeping its way through the Republicans and the Democrats. Because there's parties that the Republicans have here in Portland that you guys don't know about. Not in Portland specifically, but in Oregon. These people who say they are who they are, they're not who they're not who they are. And I'm tired of them telling you who they are, because behind closed doors, they're disgusting people. They're infiltrating our doctors. They're infiltrating our schools. They're infiltrating everywhere. And we're being invaded. Take a look at what's happening in these other countries like Spain. You know, like look at what's happening across America. Look what's happening across England and the UK. This is an absolute invasion. And ICE, what are we doing about it? You know, we just got funding. So how are we going to go after these illegal criminals coming into our country and doing things to their children, like transitioning their children to pocket? Like they benefit from it. That's disgusting. So that's all I got to say about that. I'm going to continue to blow the lid off of these medical facilities within Portland and abroad, and I'm going national with this stuff. I'm not only focusing on Portland anymore. Yes, we've got to change this around. We got to come together, but it starts with exposing it on a broader level. And I don't want to see this in our schools, in our hospitals anymore. We just had a protest against Sophie Cunningham today in Portland, Oregon. Let me go ahead and let's see, give Rocco a mic. If you guys are coming in and want a mic, just raise your hands. We'll get to you. But they had a protest against Sophie Cunningham today in Portland. That girl's a gangster. She stands on her business. I support her 100%. And I don't think that there should be biological men in women's sports. I'm all in the favor of, we are built different. I can definitely say that I am way better at basketball than Sophie Cunningham is on a court. I can last longer. I can cross her up, but I'm not even a professional. It's because my stature is better. I have better ability when it comes to analyzing something firsthand and putting thought into it, not emotion. And that's why I believe men should be in certain positions and not women, and that's why women should be in certain positions and not men, and that's why it's written in the Bible that way. You can interpret it however you want to interpret it, but that's the way I interpret it. And I respect on both sides. And if you know where you stand, man, I got a lot of respect for that, because I know where I stand. Because I tell you what, if I walk into a house full of women and I come in with any sort of disrespect, I'm going to get eaten alive. Right? If they're doing whatever, we're not going to get into that. But no men in women's sports is their thing. To me, it goes way deeper than that, because they're trying to infiltrate every single aspect. I mean, look what they tried to do with the NFL with Colin Kaepernick. Like every single aspect of our entertainment, of our way of life, of our daily living. And guess what? They're going to send every single little thing at it, whether it's the transgender movement, the transitioning of children, the Islam, Muslims coming in and overtaking everything, or invading different countries, or killing people in the name of Allah. You know, it's going to be all different types of factions, all different types of subjects matter coming at you sideways, because guess what? The devil's not stupid. So, yeah, it's disgusting. Let's get into what we're going to talk about tonight. Mainly, is these numbers, and what happened here is Freedom Hammer has been really out there in Washington County, really bringing in some truth and telling me some things of what's really happening. I want to get some speakers in here, though. We got some people who requested some mics, so go ahead and raise your hand. I'm not seeing the hands, so if anybody had their hand up, go ahead and start speaking. Go ahead, Rocco.
Yeah, peace be with you, my brothers and sisters. May God bless you and all you love. Guy, did you at least play college ball?
No, I played lacrosse, which is very similar to basketball.
Okay. I'm gonna say, and I'm not trying to argue with you, brother, but I'm gonna say that there are certain women that could beat the crap out of the average man. Um, the girl who made the UFC big for females, I can't think of her name off the top of my head. Um,
Was it Ronda Rousey?
I would venture to say that you put her up against the average male, and she would kick his butt. I would venture to say that Sophie Cunningham would give you more of a game on the basketball court than you might think she's capable of, just
Oh,
because of the years and the skills that she has. But that being said, going against somebody like I don't know, Michael Jordan, even now, Sophie Cunningham might get embarrassed.
even
But
now.
then again, so would just about anybody. You know what I'm saying? But I would venture to say that there are certain sports, like I know I'm a man, but there's no way I could beat Sophie Cunningham on a basketball court. I just don't have those skills. But if you put Sophie Cunningham in a boxing ring or a steel cage match or octagon with me, chances are she's going down. And I'm not going to play like I'm violent or a bad man or anything like that. I'm just saying, basketball, she'd kick my living ass. In a fight, she'd probably lose, even at my age. But I'm just saying, there are certain things that a woman can do better than a
Oh yeah,
man. And I would venture to say that basketball for her would possibly. I'm not saying you don't have skills, brother.
cross her
I
off,
don't
dude.
know. That's why I asked if you played college ball or anything. But yeah, she'd probably give you more of a game. But that's beside the point. It's kind of moot, especially when there's more important things to be talking about, like what's going on in this country, what's going on in Portland, what's going on with these gangs, what's going on with these invaders of our world, of our free countries, of our religion, of our faith, of our life. Bottom line, it is good versus evil, and you decide which one is which. I'm not going to try and tell anybody my thoughts on it, but definitely, um, Islam is not a religion. It is a cult. It is a death cult, and it needs to stop. It hides under the guise of a religion, and people need to start calling it for what it is, because words have meaning. Just saying.
Yeah, Rocco. It is. For me at least, if your God tells you that anybody is inferior, just based off of what you believe, my God tells me that He is the only God, and it's if you don't believe it, He just tries to call you in further. He doesn't want to kill you. Unfortunately, there's false prophets that are murderers and rapists that wrote a fake book that got an entire following of people to believe in negativity when it comes to. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some great teachings with Muslim people with positivity and their souls and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, there is. But when it comes to what should happen to the non-believer, or the sinner, I guess you could say, of the person who doesn't believe in Allah. Um, I think it's absolutely disgusting, and they're showing that on the streets of what's really happening. Uh, and we just saw that in New York with a guy running around with a machete. We're seeing that everywhere across the United States, and it's infiltrating, and it's not the way that I want to live. I mean, I've seen it firsthand down in Southeast Portland when you go into the David Douglas area of Southeast Portland. I mean, you see it everywhere. You see white women who have been converted from full on Christianity into Islam with wearing hijabs, full on hijabs. I mean, a fellow journalist, I'm not going to say her name. I'm sure a couple of you know who I'm talking about, but a fellow journalist and I went down into that area and we uncovered that there was Somali fraud here in Portland too. Unfortunately, it wasn't Nick Shirley uncovering it or Cam Higby or Nick Sortor. But yeah, it was me, and and so nobody wanted to have anything to do with it. None of these major news networks, nothing. And it kind of goes further than just saying go into these doors and saying, "Hey, there's fraud here." Like we literally like went and investigated it, realized that these auditors are corrupt as well, and they're playing both sides. So yeah, it's disgusting. Go ahead, Funk.
Yeah, there's a lot of that yelling in the dark, and then at some point you'll get some more traction. Like any of these guys who are out there can only do so much, and I think part of their hope is to get more people involved. So when y'all see something like that, try to amplify, try to get the word out, because it does seem like the feds kind of ignore a lot of these things, and there's a lot of low hanging fruit for the feds out there. There's a whole lot of cases that there's a lot of possible cases that they're just not creating. So, and to amplify and small things like, hell, go into the bottom right hand corner and repost this space and like this space if you haven't done it already. Guyer Show also has a Facebook that he's been active on, and it's getting really good reach. So if you're on there, try and reshare his stuff on there too. Whenever you find people on different platforms, try to amplify their stuff. And there's going to be more and more, like when I was in high school, I was in the FFA and we had parliamentary procedure and stuff like that. So there's a lot of younger generation who are interested in how things work and seeing what role they can have in society. And sometimes it's a matter of having one good teacher or one good professor, and then you'll be ready to jump in. And we just got to find people like that. And one of the biggest levers is just getting out there and doing that work, doing that hard work. And then when they're exposing these companies, we can also call into the government and complain about these companies. So if Guyer says, hey, we went here, so-and-so company, and we saw some problems, this is their name, then you can freely, you have the agency as an American citizen to pick up the phone, call the federal government and say, I need to make a report, or I need to report something suspicious. Don't expect the journalists to do A to Z, because they're probably already doing it, but you just want to support what they're doing too. It's more grassroots stuff.
And I love the grassroots stuff, man. I'm a big fan of grassroots. A lot of my friends who have big productions now have started all from grassroots. No big media ties, no major networks, giving them millions of dollars. It all started from being on the streets. And so the grind is real, man. And that's why I'm still here. So I appreciate all the support too, man. I do have a Facebook actually that's popping off. I didn't realize. Facebook, guys. Facebook is.
You have a Facebook, Guyer?
Yeah,
what the hell?
do.
Who has
Yeah,
a Facebook anymore? Jesus,
bro.
Christ.
I know. I realized that if I created a page on Facebook, I'll tell you what. That's where the grift is. I've got it to where I've got it post. Everything I post goes across all socials, and then I determine. I'm like, maybe that's not meant for Facebook, because my my grandmother sees that, but my grandma loves my content. So, it's all the content goes all across all socials, but it firstly goes to the American Absolutist. That's always the first platform it goes to for the first couple of hours, unless it's breaking news. So yeah, AmericanAbsolutist.com, which we're going to have an upgrade to that website coming soon. It's going to be even greater than it already is. We had some issues when I added some creators to it, but we're working out the kinks. We're working out the financial issues with that, because it's not cheap, guys, to do what we do. And I just kind of want to put that out there too. Like, we're putting all of our heart, blood, sweat, and tears, but we're also taking out of our pockets to do this too. I do get donations, and it supports my gas money. I've had people pay for my Airbnbs to go investigate things that are like 3, 4, 5, 6 hours away. I've had people pay for flights. I've had people pay to get me out to places, and I think that's a pretty cool way to crowdfund, because I'm giving the content to them. Or here's the story, guy, or come investigate it for me because I don't know what the hell to do. And so I think that's awesome that I get to do that. Bo, I'll give you a speaker here in about 10 seconds. I'll wrap this up with this. So it's expensive. All of these streams, monthly stream costs, and the time and the effort that we put into it. So being able to run these spaces and talk about this kind of stuff on like a professional production level is really awesome. And I'm all for it. So guys, yeah, thank you for following on all the socials. I was able to take this page on X and get it up past 2,000 within a week or two. It took me about 6 months to get up to 13 or to 12,000 on the other X page. And that was even after working with David Medina. And that's how I gained a decent following, because they realized who I was, the one behind the camera. And that's who I'm going to continue to be, is the one behind the camera. So go ahead, Bo. Thank you for joining the space. I like your profile picture.
Well, I figured everybody liked Woody Woodpecker, so I mean, they wouldn't have a complaint against it. Oh, would it be okay if I said something about what the invasion that went on in the migrants in Spain?
Yeah, tell me about that, man.
Listen, so I mean, I was in a space today, and I wanted to talk in that other space because I wanted to give maybe a different concept or a different view of what I was seeing. So I mean, Trump's been talking about with the Straits of Hormuz. They were talking about charging tariffs to allow ships to flow in and out. So then they start getting into the Straits of Aden. I think it was the Aden Straits or the Straits of Aden, which is over off the coast of Yemen and Djibouti, Africa. And there talks about the Yemen or the Houthis were trying to blockade that and control that strait. And that area about in Morocco. So that's across from the Straits of Gibraltar or the Rock of Gibraltar. But it's also a passageway. And by doing that, and this is what I see maybe in the future, is taking control. It's a like a PowerPoint. It gives them the ability to take control, so they can maybe launch missiles or do whatever to blockade their ability to move through those straits. And then I got to thinking about Panama Canal, and that was one of the things that set everything off early. There's two islands that well, actually not an island, but one island, Cuba and Venezuela. Controlling those 2 points, you actually control what passes in and out of the Gulf of America. Same way that we've been watching since 2016 with the South China Seas. It was all about controlling shipping. And I'm wondering if it's all about tariffs. And I'm not saying China's behind it. I'm saying the hand behind China, because they're trying to block off waterways, international waterways around the world, even Greenland. Greenland gives you access to the Northern Passage, the northern route around Canada. So all this stuff is starting to fit together, but it comes to me as maybe in the form of a hand behind, might be the puppet master, whatever you want to call it, attempting to try to control the waterways to either choke off countries or to charge tolls to allow ships to pass through. But that's kind of a concept that I haven't heard anybody say anything about. And it kind of all fits together.
Yeah, talking about China. Didn't we have 600,000 Chinese nationalists get granted scholarships to universities recently in the United States?
Well, wasn't that before they talked about uh, China being behind, possibilities of China being behind the election fraud?
Yeah, and that was before, that was last year when they were talking about. I think I'm just looking for to see if there's a connection here to what I just saw. Yeah, man, that it man, you nailed it on the head. I can tell you that, in my opinion, you've got all the right questions. I mean, all of the geographic area makes sense. 70%, roughly 70% of that population of that area, that territory. 60,000
So you know,
migrants.
and there's one other place. There's one other place that I let slip. Ukraine. Ukraine was the Donbass region was uh, actually Ukraine territory, but it was controlled by Russian citizens, and they had voted to fall under the protection of Russia. But when they did that, it gave Russia access to the Black Sea. And that's one thing that Europe has been fighting against for years. They do not want, I think more Europe is behind what's going on than China. They do not want Russia to have access to the Black Sea, open access, or they can come out through uh, Straits of Gibraltar or uh, the Straits of Aden by going through the Panama Canal. You know, it's what I'm saying. It's about controlling maybe the wealth of certain countries.
Hmm. I mean, and who does that? Who wants to control the wealth of countries mainly? Like what? Why does England not want Russia to have access to that?
Well, I mean, their submarine fleet and their military is stationed in the Black Sea. So the only way they can get out to the Atlantic would be through the Straits of Gibraltar.
It's all about
Uh,
control. Yeah.
yes, yes, sir. And that's the only thing I'm thinking. Uh, I think more so from, and I'm gonna say the bloodlines or the puppet master, however you want to say it. Their money is pushing them to make the moves. You know, all the money that they were pushing into I don't know, like Djibouti or into Venezuela to build, or Panama Canal to build a bridge over the canal, or to rebuild oil infrastructure inside of Venezuela. All the money that China was pushing into these areas came from the World Bank. That was our money. So, but it had to have went through the World Bank, and that's why I say, you know, it's more maybe the globalist, or um, it's something bigger than China.
What's bigger than China, man? I think they've been. I think that. Do you think it's just an entire network?
NATO's bigger than China,
Yeah, that's true.
but the puppets are behind NATO. So
Yeah.
so I mean that's kind of what I'm understanding, and that's why Trump has really come out hard against NATO because he understands it too.
Yeah.
And another interesting connection is Spain was the only country that refused to cough up the 5% um, uh, where Trump insisted they come up with the 5% of their revenue or GDP be donated to NATO. Spain was the only country that refused to do that.
Interesting. Spain was the only country to refuse to do that. And guess who's getting invaded right now?
Go figure.
By 70,000 military-age men. We had a bunch of military-age men come in through the southern border, didn't we? At around a certain time, and didn't they catch them coming in with intercontinental ballistic missile launching platforms? Didn't Abrams say something about that on the Sean Ryan? So did they come in just full bore, just with nothing, just with the clothes on their back? So that makes me wonder too. Like when you have and I'll get to the hands. I saw Freedom's hand come up here. What I like to do on here is if you haven't had your hand up or you haven't spoke and then you put your hand up, I'm going to jump you to the front of the line. If you've already spoke, we'll get to your hands after that person cut. You know what I mean? But yeah, Freedom will get to you in a second. But yeah, that's a question I do have is these people came in with no clothes on, just the clothes on their backs. They didn't come in with weapons. They didn't come in with intercontinental ballistic missiles launching platforms. So like how if it's an invasion, which I believe it is, where are they going? Where do they go? Where do they sleep? You know, where do they rally up at? You know, like where do they go when we're not watching them from the cameras? So yeah, go ahead, Freedom. Thank you, Bo. Thank you, Bo, for coming in. We'll get back to you. I do want to get to that topic too, but we've got some other stuff to discuss here first. And yeah, so thank you for sharing. And go ahead, Freedom.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why people think we haven't been invaded already here. We were, but we tend to forget because they're not coming across the border right now. I mean, what we had, I don't know, 12 million?
Yeah.
Last I counted, it was more than that. I'm just going to go with 12, right? So just because they planted themselves in a home, we haven't been invaded. I'm kind of talking about that right now. My town has been invaded. I am, as soon as I can, I'm involved with a lot of work right now. It all hit at once. But no, I can go out and I can show you all the check cashing places. Everything, strip malls, man. Whole big strip malls are nothing but, Hispanic owned. A lot of this dropped in during COVID as well. It started back then because other people were getting ran out of their businesses because they weren't allowed to operate or, wearing a mask and the whole 9 yards. But as that was going on, other people were moving in. So, it was right under people's eye. Well, we were told to stay indoors, right? Or don't go to work. All the other stuff. Well, I got news for you. If you're Hispanic in Oregon, you can get a $50,000 grant you don't pay back to start your own business. I can't get that as a white man. Okay. It really sucks. Oh, they were giving out the $125,000. They went against everything that President Trump or anybody else said that, no, we can't do that. But they did it. They used that as taxpayer money and nonprofits just to give them homes. I got, I don't know, just 3 in my neighborhood where people moved out. But the only people that move in are Hispanic. I'm just saying, I mean, it's right in front of your face. When the only shop is opening is Hispanic. And I think Guyer knows too that he's been doing some research a little bit on it. It's, what is it? The cartels are buying up farmland, right? So,
yep.
And then they're using these check cashing places as it is because that's well known and it made national news, or at least state news, that a lady was funneling money from the check cashing place right to the cartel. And she got busted. Yeah, but there's still, as soon as that one went down, another one popped up in the same place, the exact same shop. So it's right in front of people's faces, and everybody just seems to be complacent. We bitch about it, and we say, "Oh, all these other places are being invaded, but we've already been invaded, and now they got businesses and houses, and now anchor babies, right? This has been happening since 1987 where I live. I don't know where everybody else has been, so I'll leave it with that.
Sereños, Norteños, but mainly Sereños, MS-13. These people are dangerous. These people are disgusting, and they'll do anything to get away from the police, get away from, and to attack you. If you get in the way of their operations, they'll follow you, they'll stalk you, they'll do anything. What's funny is the Black Bloc uses these tactics. Yeah, it's terrible, and I can guarantee that most of these people are on papers, and I can almost guarantee that a lot of them have. I can tell you that a lot of them have children that go to these high schools that are participating in these anti-ICE coalitions. And I do know that Washington County is, another sanctuary? Is it Washington County another sanctuary city, Freedom? It is
100%, man. And we even got it's a gay mayor. Okay, so and Susan Bonamici is complacent with it because she walks around all the Mexican shops with Pace, the mayor, and promotes all the Hispanic businesses. Only the Hispanic businesses. Okay, what's up with that? She taking money from the Mexican mafia, because that's exactly what they are.
Yeah, there is Mexican mafia out here in Oregon. They make whatchamacallit? They make fake IDs.
Since how you brought that up, as soon as the real IDs came out, right? It just so happens that over in the west side of Hillsboro, the DMV got broke into twice. They said that nothing vital was taken, but come on, man, the whole front window was broke out and everything else, and they just got a shipment of brand new real IDs. Okay, if you go and look at the healthcare system, okay, if you go in and grab the paperwork, or at least to set it, because I know I had to fill out for state healthcare for a good reason, but it said right on the paperwork, if you do not have a social security number, we will provide you one. How the hell do you provide a social security number when that comes from the feds? Okay, that's federal. So what are they using? Dead people's social security numbers? What are they doing? When you go get a driver's license, the first thing you're asked before you even get handed it or anything else, you pass your test, they're filling out all your information. They go, do you want to register to vote? Well, that ID they're giving you is they're in to vote. Okay. I don't know. It's not brain surgery, man. It's kind of crazy. My next move is to go find some of those paperwork again and go look at it, and I'll send it out to everybody and go, now, how do you get a social security number when you're an illegal immigrant, right? And they're saying they'll give you one. This state is as corrupt as it gets. Okay. Multnomah County wanted to incorporate into Washington County to make it a bigger vote zone. Okay. But what they did is just moved in all the stuff from Portland in Multnomah County straight out west, and pushed all the transgender stuff, got the gay mayor in here. And, Bonamici's is just one of the corrupted people I have ever met, man. I'm telling you, it is crazy out here. But, where's all the reports of ICE being in Multnomah County and Washington County? No, they've been down by Eugene and other places. But do you realize that ICE has only made, the last record I know of was like 246 arrests, and that's since 2024 or 25. Don't quote me on that, but it's like at least 25. Okay, you've only made 246 arrests when this is a sanctuary state and a sanctuary county. Okay, because most of Oregon is sanctuary counties, anyways.
Yeah, except
That's
for
what they're
Douglas
labeled as
County.
right
Douglas
now.
County went all gangster, and they said nope.
God bless them, right? So,
Yeah, it's Steve Hamerson. He's doing a great job down there. We need
anyways, I don't know if
Steve.
you got that grok that I sent you about the whole thing and everything, but
Yeah,
I
I
plan
did.
on getting out there more. I just got more work coming in, so I couldn't get out to the places you sent me because I would have drove right out there and took care of that. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna do that by Sunday, Monday in the afternoon or something. I'm gonna drive to some of the locations, and we'll just see what's going on. That is, if I can get the car, because I only have the motorcycle right now. I'm not driving my work truck out there. It's got 255,000 miles on it and needs a timing chain, so I'm kind of preserving that for my work. So
Yeah, I mean we're gonna get together, and we're gonna go document some things. I mean that's the main thing is just gathering the documentation, because it's 100% our duty at this point. If our police are failing us, if our city councils are failing us, and even if our ICE agents are failing us with not ramping up the deportations, I wish they would. I wish they would come in here and ramp up the deportations. I think that'd be a great thing. But the problem is we have cities who are stopping it from happening, and so yeah, we're not going to let that happen. Yeah, there's these locations that I have received. Again, people reach out to me and they send me information. And if you want to send me information, I keep it. If you ask me to keep it private, I keep it private. There's things that people have sent me from almost a year ago that I'm still working on that you guys don't even know about. The public doesn't even know about, and they probably won't. Um, so that's how wild investigative journalism has become for me and my team. And I can't do it without you guys. So it's people like Freedom stepping up in their city, in their county, not afraid to tell them like, hey, we've got and we've got this going on, and it's scary because it's not scary, but this is very dangerous. We're dealing with some very dangerous entities, dangerous people, and yeah. So I'm going to be walking around making a documentary on that county, and we're going to put together. That's what I've decided to do in the past 10 minutes. When I walked away, I had to take care of a couple of things, and one of them was write down into my ideas. You know what? Might as well just make this a documentary. So be on the lookout for a Washco documentary about cartel influx and illegal immigration influx, and how it has also infiltrated into our school system by creating these direct action incentives to go against ICE agents whenever you see them in the streets. I mean, we've got people like Delgado, who's running for city council, and then even his wife, who intentionally uses her car as a weapon to block ICE agents from arresting rapists and criminals who deserve to be in jail. I believe there are some crimes that have a way of re, you have a way of I guess you could say bouncing back from it. But we've got people coming into this country who are raping, killing, and doing terrible things to children, and we've got people who are blocking people from arresting them. Like, you've got to be
that's
kidding
just
me.
it, Gary. That's just Geyer. That's part of it because these people are known for trafficking and drugs and the whole 9 yards. So if every one of these patriots do not support, right, that these things are happening to children and everything, why are we not doing it in our own cities and counties that are next to us and dealing
Tell
with
you
the
why.
exact problems? You know what I'm saying? I don't understand that.
Yeah, I can tell you why. Because it's not profitable. And that's the unfortunate thing to say. And yeah, it's not profitable whatsoever to go do that. It's actually dangerous. It's actually real investigative work. It's not standing out there with and no disrespect. This is I just speak my opinion, and I don't have any emotions behind my opinions. It's just my thoughts. And so no disrespect to anybody who stands out there with a camera live streaming. But again, you're not doing anything on that sort of level. for your city when it comes to going after things like this. So I mean, I commend you for what you're doing, but like you're right, Freedom. And why if the
No, I'm not
if
trying to down anybody either, brother. I'm not.
yeah, neither
It's
am
just
I. If
it
we're all
baffles
for
me.
it,
I don't.
yeah, if we're all for it, if we're all for helping our children, why when this kind of stuff gets brought up, why isn't it brought out even more? So I mean, that's the kind of stuff that I'm going to continue to do here is continue to speak about this, because it needs to. Washington County has been an absolute directive towards a disgrace and a failure, and if we don't want the surrounding county, because it's just going to branch even further and further and further until it hits Eugene, until it hits Roseburg. It's already hit Eugene, so and it's just going to catch the counties in between, and it's going to branch out further west. I was just in Astoria today, and let me tell you what, that town has been overtaken again. It's a small. It used to be a beautiful little small fishing town. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting.
Hey,
Seaside.
think about that one too, Guyer. Think about
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah,
What
no,
better way is to come in through the coast if you're bringing in drugs or something else? Who's actually watching that, right?
Mm.
You're smuggling people in and out right out of the coast. We're right there on the coast. Why would they want the coast, right?
Well,
I'm just saying that's a possibility.
the Columbia is a big river. It's funny that you say this, because I remember when I just said about 5 minutes ago how there's things that people have told me a year ago that I haven't brought up in public. That goes right into it. Not specifically with this area in Astoria, right here at home, to be honest with you. But I've been running surveillance on this certain area from public areas, and doing nothing illegal, just documenting the sunset behind this certain area for over almost a year now. And I'll tell you what, the time lapse of these images that I'm going to put together of this documentation is going to be incredible. The foreground is what you'll notice. The foreground is definitely what you'll notice. I don't think there's anything. Well, I know, I know, but I don't know what it is. And unfortunately, our own investigators are doing nothing about it. I've been vocal about it to them, and I've told them about these certain people that are at these certain places at these certain times, and the police don't care. They're like, yeah, whatever, guy. I'm like, okay, cool. So that's when it comes down to, okay, just like the whole thing with Spider Mike trying to run my ass over. There's literal documented footage of a man trying to run me down in an intersection who has pushed a man over in his wheelchair, who has been violent and yanked stop signs out of a freaking out of a corner, who has threatened ICE agents, who has threatened federal officers, who threatens the president on a constant basis, who threatens old ladies. He ran me down almost in the middle of the road. And freedom of speech is freedom of speech. I don't care. I can say whatever I want to say. I can say hello to whoever I want to say hello to, and they will go as far as enough to say, you know what, Gary, you were in the middle of a crosswalk. I see that. Even and this is the problem. We don't have the investigators. We don't have the police. We have DEI hired police, basically, who's a sergeant. This sergeant told me, he goes, well, Guy, I see that on the crosswalk, it says that I see a red hand on the crosswalk. And I go, but which way am I going? You know what I mean? Like, you see it on the opposite side, but which way am I going? I'm not going eastbound. I'm going northbound on 6th, or northbound on 4th. You dummy. Whatever street that was on, but that's what I have to say about that is, like, we have DEI officers who don't, like, even if you tell them that, hey, there's crime happening here, there's illegals in our city that are literally right here selling drugs in the corner. You want to go arrest them? Well, it's immigration. We don't have anything to do with that. But motherfucker, they're selling drugs on the corner in your city. Like, what? Oh, well, our hands are tied. We can't do anything about that. Because we live in a sanctuary city. We need to we need to abolish sanctuary cities. We need to start abolishing things. What I'm tired of is, and I heard this earlier, somebody brought up in a different space, we need to come together. We need to come together. We need to come together. Okay, cool. We're together. Now what? Now what? that's my question. Now what? So if we want to abolish these sanctuary cities, we have to expose it first. So that's exactly what we're going to go do, Freedom. And I'm grateful that you're bringing this up. I'm going to bring up some numbers here. Gatlinburg, welcome to the space. Always good to see you. Yeah, with Gatlinburg has been around, sticking around with the Geyer Show for quite some time now. So thank you for joining. We're gonna call this space at 11 tonight. Typically we would run it until 12, but I've been fishing all day. My face is sunburnt. I'm tired, and I want to go to bed early. So, but we're gonna
You
continue
open
running it.
I appreciate you opening it. So
Yeah.
anytime I'll be in here because this means the world to me, man. It's driving me crazy, brother. It's driving me crazy. As more I find it, the more it's so ridiculous. It's unreal. So, anyways,
I agree 100%. And I'm glad that the irritation has pushed you far enough to want to do something about it. So let's start. We're gonna start doing something about it. We're gonna start making this documentary. We're gonna start going to city council meetings. We're gonna start being vocal. We're gonna do this, man. Go ahead, Gatlinburg. If you want a mic, you want to say hello. I tossed you one. Let's have a conversation. Let's give this last 10 minutes. I'm streaming on YouTube. I got 4 people chatting on my YouTube right now.
I've got a quick question I've been wanting to ask you. I read your article you did on connecting the similarities between Travester
Yes.
and that. I think it's Mercado, something like that. Yeah. And what made you? I know you don't have much time to answer, but what can you kind of give me the gist of like what made you put those two together? Because I think you're really onto something because I don't think it's just that these people are similar just in those two states. I think there are other people that are probably connected also in other places doing the same type of, I guess you call it work. But what made you put that together? Because that was really good.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. So somebody sent me a screenshot of him, and he said something in the chat. He said something about something threatening in a chat on YouTube, and they said, "Do you know who this Mercado guy is?" And I said, "Holy crap!" And it immediately clicked in my head. And then we were talking, and I was like, "Yeah, I do." But this is a YouTube chat. Travis Jur got caught in YouTube chats. So that's when I made the immediate connection and started going to work. I think freedom of speech is freedom of speech, but when you're online making threats like that, that's Travis Jur was indicted on 2 indictments because of those specific threats he made online. And so when I put the story together, Travis Mercado has been a vocal journalist on the left who he's not even a journalist in my opinion. He's just another one of those characters who is paid by, I don't know who he's paid by, but I think he's paid by left-wing propagandists who push his narrative, or he pushes their narrative. But he's very anti-American. He's very anti-ICE, and he's very very anti-right-wing journalist. I don't consider myself a right-wing journalist. I consider myself a journalist. And he's very anti-me because I tell the truth. And so, not me specifically, but like people like me. And so, yeah, he's on a downward spiral. When you start posting things like that, you don't care what you say anymore. Even that means you don't care what you say anymore. And that's Travis got to that point, and Travis started spewing off things that he would say out in front of the ICE facility that now are going to get him in some serious trouble because now and this is what I tie it into. I'm concerned. I'm concerned because if we didn't stop Travis, I don't think some of us would be standing today. And I wholeheartedly believe that. When Travis said he was going to mag dump on ICE agents, I believe that. I believe that he was going to do that. And we stopped him. They have his guns. He doesn't. and now he's charged with different charges for possession of a machine gun. Well, how do you mag dump something? You use a machine gun and you know. So that's what you're mag dumping, a fully automatic. That's just what I've from past experience from talking in Call of Duty chats. Like um, this guy was disgusting of what he said he was going to do to people, and he looked at us and he said, "Boom, boom." He pointed at us and went, "Boom, boom, boom." That's a man legitimately threatening people, and so Mercado was doing the same thing, and I'm concerned. And I wish that video got more engagement and reaction to it than it actually did. But for the people that did see that and understood it for what it was, thank you. So Gatlinburg, I really appreciate you reaching out and asking me that question, because that one hit home.
Well, I appreciate you answering that, because it did to me too, just because I think that that story means more than just the two of them with such similarities. I would imagine there are more, in other places that are doing these same things, using the same language, having these same thoughts, and they don't, you pointed those two out, but it just, because they are so similar and you saw them and they're so far away, I think there are a lot more of them. And you're right, that article should get more attention, because it's kind of I don't know what to call it, the danger that's out there, that people don't realize these connections that make this group bigger than just this one city. So thank you for that.
Of course, Gatlinburg. Yeah, it's there's a lot of connection, and it's not just Travis. It's not just Mercado. I mean, you've got people all over the internet, and unfortunately, I think I saw this post. I don't know if it was real or not, but Katie Davis Court, somebody posted that she had been summoned because for conspiracy to commit harmful acts or something like that. I don't know. I don't think that's true, but it was because there's people in like commenting on her posts, I think, of like terrible things. Um, I don't We don't control, what people comment in our post. I don't delete comments. I'm not the kind of person that deletes unless it's, like vulgar and visual. But say what you want to say in the comments. That just shows what kind of person you are, regardless of what it is. And so I have a feeling that the left is going to try and say, well, these journalists who post these videos, like for example, I posted a video of Terrell Bowie and his people surrounding me. Pam was there. She was documenting it. She got it on video, and she even said that I was blocking traffic. Uh, Woman, you were blocking traffic more than I was blocking traffic, because you were standing in the road and I was in my car behind a bus at a red light. But he was surrounding me. They were surrounding me, right? And they were threatening me. So that video went viral. It got millions of views. Um, and even the one that with them blocking me from going into the park, that got millions of views too, as it should. I think the Mercado thing should have been right up there with it, because this is an ongoing story that's going to continue to be investigated. But when I posted those videos, there's people that comment. They comment things that are violent, what they would have done, what they would like to do, etc. I'm not for that. I don't push violence on people. I'm not one to ever harm somebody just because of somebody's ideas or their thoughts. The only time I'm going to harm you is if you're trying to harm me or my family, and that's about it. Or if you're trying to harm somebody innocent, I'm going to protect you. I'm going to protect myself. But when it comes to being surrounded in a car, I got away. I was able to drive away because I did not engage. If I were to engage with somebody like that, if I were to do really what's going on in my head, of okay, if this person touches me, what I'm going to do? I'm not going to engage in any of that, because I'm going to get jumped. I'm going to get stabbed. I'm going to get milkshaked. I'm going to get a concrete milkshaked, my tires are going to get popped, and I'm going to be stuck in the middle of that road. And guess what? It takes about 35 seconds for federal protection officers to come running out that door. You know, I'm alone out there. I go alone out there. And so for people to want to hurt me for specifically just showing what's happening, and then the other side or whatever side they're on to say, "Oh, well, I should go out there and do this." No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. And I'm going to be the first person to say that. You want to go out and do something for your city, walk around with me. Stand behind me. You know, like, don't go out there by yourself intentionally trying to cause violence, because that's not what I'm about. That's not what this movement's about. That's not what this is about. Now, if you want to get down, we can get down. We can take the gloves off. We can scrap. But none of these people have ever actually stood toe to toe and wanted to do that. And what is that going to solve anyways? You're just going to have a broken nose at the end of it. So it's just like, it's unfortunate that online threats are becoming a real thing, and they're leading to arrests. So I just want to say it like that. If you're going to post threats online, most likely the FBI is going to be watching what you're doing. And then the U.S. Marshals are going to come get you at your house. And so I hope the authorities are watching Mercado. I'm pretty sure they are. Pretty sure they're watching all of us, to be honest with you. I know most of us are being watched. I've caught people watching me, following me. That's the unfortunate thing when you step into this field. I know Freedom knows. I know Matthias knows. You know, and if we had some other people in here that are on the streets every single day, I know they know. So yeah, I hope that answers the question, and I hope we can continue to investigate this. I'm gonna dive more into, you know, live stream chats that he's been a part of, and see what I can uncover. So I was gonna end this space at 11, but this space is probably gonna go till like 4 a.m. now that Matthias is joining as a speaker. We love this guy, man. No, we'll let Matthias speak for a little while, say what he wants to say, and then we're gonna cut the space off, and we'll see you guys again probably on Sunday, because it's been a long week. It's been a long day. I want to lay my head down. So go ahead, Matthias. I threw you a mic. You know you requested one. Yeah, man. Always welcome to join the space.
I was just saying what's up to all the homies, man. Yeah.
What up, homie? How you living, man? Oh, what the heck? I think did it boot him? I didn't boot him. Man, now X is gonna say I'm racist. There he is. All right. I think he might have pressed the wrong button. Yeah, go ahead, Matthias.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Oh, yeah. The youngest old man in Portland over here messing up the technology.
How many gray hairs you got, bro?
Hey, what's up to everybody, man? Like you said, it's been a long week. Good to see everybody still kicking. At date night with the wife. So sorry for missing all of your messages. But you know, just wanted to say, keep on fighting the good fight, y'all.
Yes, sir. You too, Matthias, and that's a man that's actually fighting a good fight. So, you know, we're all in it together, just like High School Musical in 2011.
Oh, actually, there is something, Guy. I tried to call you earlier today to tell you this. I got rejected from one of the PACs today because I wouldn't re-register as a Democrat.
They wanted you to re-register as a Democrat, and then they said they would support you.
Yeah. And this is a PAC that backed the current mayor last cycle.
Are you able to tell us that PAC or no?
I can't tell you the PAC. I will tell you personally and show you stuff later, but I don't want to air it right now.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell everybody eventually.
Oh, I know. It's just I don't want to do it right. It's like I've got to
I got you.
tell you the whole story. You know what I mean?
I love it.
And that way you can air it out. It's like,
oh yeah.
I don't want you to get a piece of information and run. It's like, you're a bloodhound.
Dude,
I want to give you the full snap.
I've learned that I gotta sit on some things because I did that like last week. Somebody sent me a picture and I posted it. And then he called me and he goes, "Did you post that?" I go, "Yeah." I go, "It's just somebody sleeping in their truck, dude. What's the problem with it?" And he goes, "Take it down." I go, "Why?" He goes, "Because this is way bigger than just somebody sleeping in their damn truck."
Yeah, it's like, bro, it's like I like you're like go get them is one of the reasons why I love you the most. But like also, like you got to remember, it's like I'm looking at the game differently than most people. So when I'm pointing you, it's like we're going. It's like,
I know it's in my blood, man. I've always
oh,
been.
I know. That's why we homies. But I'm just saying, it's like
And watching a bus almost hit a guy.
Oh yeah, and I almost watched a bus hit a guy today, and then the rest of
Please
traffic
send me
drive
that.
by, and me and my wife did our Marshall Dillon duties, and he like asked him did he need help, and he said yes, and I was like all right, but and then we called 911, and luckily we didn't need the police, so we were just based on how close we were. And we weren't too far from the Woodstock station, so it was about 10, 12 minutes or so before he was rendered aid. But
He was in the street.
oh, he was in the street straight up. Like if we wouldn't, no exaggeration, if it wasn't the bus lane, that man would have got decapitated.
Wow. Yeah, those streets
Like,
are busy too, man. I know those streets.
I mean, it's Powell. It was Powell and 52nd at like 8 o'clock. Right before dusk, right before everybody starts doing all the nonsense. Like,
That's
but
insane.
man, it's Portland, man. That's normal. It's like that's all day.
They were faster on that than the DD case.
Oh, they were faster on that than the domestic violence case that we like interrupted. Like that's what's crazy about this, and it's because we didn't need the police.
Huh.
Like no, it's such a weird system here, man. It's like if you don't need police, and it's just like drugs or somebody's passed out, it's like 5 to 15, depending on how close you are to the station. But if you need, actual, armed help, it's no telling, man, depending on how busy it is. It's absolutely insane.
Sorry, I was typing something. I'm listening to it. No armed help. Yeah, that's crazy. I saw an unarmed police officer a couple weeks ago in downtown.
Bruh, like that's the bravest motherfucker in Portland in my mind.
For real.
It's like, well, I mean, yeah, it's like you willingly put on a target as well, but you're like, it's like they signed up to do a willing target, like, it's like to me, it's like
Yeah,
it ain't
he's stepping in front of and like, what are you gonna do if somebody pulls a gun on you, dude? Like,
don't call the real police.
Or like,
Same
hold on, don't shoot
security.
me. Let me get
man.
Don't shoot me. Let me call Portland police so they can be here in about an hour, and then they'll just tell you to put the gun down. You'll run, and then they won't make a report about it, and then they'll go on and arrest.
Man, it's like I walk these streets. That's that's a hallmark version of the real story.
It takes forever.
Like it's true.
Actually, when the shots are fired, man, I'll tell you what. I'll take back my statement. When shots are fired, 72 units get called.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, and they know not to pull a gun because of or make it loud. It's like that doesn't mean it's not safe for most regular people. You know what I mean? It's like I'm the guy. They're like I have my head on the swivel here, so I see stuff before it happens. But I see all kinds of predators walking these streets, man. It's absolutely insane.
What's happened in Sandy?
Yeah, I mean they just had a big bust in Sandy. Lauren had looked up and told me about today. It was like
human trafficking.
It's citizens are turning into our own. I hate to say this, man, but Oregon's gone back to the settlement days, man. It's like the real ones is taking care of their community and calling the marshal after the fact almost, man. It's absolutely insane.
What are we gonna do, Matthias?
I'm doing what I can do. I'm running for office. I'm rallying all the real ones, telling them they not it. I will say this is like I am not from here originally, but like something was in the air when I like first set foot here, man, and I knew it was home. It's like
I cried.
And my wife literally cried when I moved her back here after moving her to Georgia. It was like the foothills of Fort Benning, man. It's like that's real America. I'm trying to.
I'd rather take the 12 o'clock Saturday alarm, the Fort Benning booms over this place.
Yeah, she had to adjust to every Saturday in Columbus because we're so close to Fort Benning. One, they have a like testing of the like we're going emergency system. It's either a tornado hitting down or somebody's invading. And she thought it was the purge the first weekend she moved there. That's our you got too drunk and you hear that in the morning and back home. You're just like, damn, I slept till noon.
That's so funny.
But it's like she was like on the phone with her mom and came sprinting in the house holding the chihuahua like a football. And just like, what is going on? And I was like, it's noon. It's like the system still works.
It was not
It
great.
works.
Yeah.
Not great.
That and we were so close because we live downtown Columbus. So Fort Benning is pretty much like the center of like Georgia and Alabama on that side of the river. But they have a tank range that's pretty close to downtown Columbus, but also goes all the way out to where my family lived out in Upatoy, Midland area. We'll get to consolidated governments in Portland eventually, but essentially, it's like she just was not used to living in a place where like our soldiers are ready, and if anybody fucks with America, it's like the Ranger Battalion's there in 18 hours. It's like, and OCS was there. Like it was just,
What they were testing.
Oh, I'm saying it's just a gigantic army base that like there's just so much activity. But like the tank testing, the range, if you're not initiated as we call it, it's like that shit is absolutely terrifying. It's like legitimate. We could be sitting on your porch a good 13, 14 miles from that place and it'll just shake.
Yeah, 11 o'clock at night.
Oh, it was. Yeah, it's one of those. It's like she sprinted outside, looking, thinking we're dying, and we live next to Marine Blake, who was a former MARSOC guy, and he's just out there on the porch like he's reminiscing. It's like,
Lawrence, okay, go back inside.
yeah, it's just like, it's like he's like, oh, this reminds me of the good old days, like.
I was like, whoops, old days.
And I was like, see, I was like, Lauren, if we go outside, Blake's out there smiling, it's fine. We go outside, Blake's out there smiling. I was like, go back to bed.
It was like 11:30.
Oh, yeah.
No, terrifying.
It's like Blake.
Those two things.
No, that was her like one hate of my hometown. But other than that, she was like, I don't mean alligator tears moving back to Portland either. And I didn't understand it until I'd say a good six weeks into riding TriMet into my job.
Huh.
And I was like, oh, this is what you meant. She's like, yep.
Well,
there was a homeless guy
pelting.
I'll tell you the story of my welcome to Portland moment, my first one at least. So it's probably December, so middle of cold, dark, rainy season, riding TriMet. First, the morning, this man loses it and starts pelting school children with his cans. And the TriMet bus rider had to pull over and call for help. And I'm literally fighting everything in my power not to push this man off the bus so I can get to work on time. Like, 30 minutes later, we're moving again. I text my work group chat, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, Portland," and I was like, "The fuck?" It's like this is normal.
That's hilarious. Yeah, it's normal.
Yeah, and then that evening, 5:30, like I swear, this man looked like he was trying to conjure demons out of his pack of cans. And I called my wife. I was like, I'm gonna put this on speakerphone, and you tell me what's happening. And I laughed so hard when the bus driver just sat down and was like, "You calm your demons down, sir."
And that's
Start
Portland.
And I
rebuking
got
evil
home
on a
and
bus in Portland.
unloaded on my wife, and she's like, "Why do you think I don't ride TriMet?" It's like, we'll save up and get you a car too. I was like, shit, this place is fucked up.
That's hilarious. It is.
Like,
It's
one
the
of those
most
you have to
beautiful,
laugh
fucked
this
up
shit
place.
off, man. You have to laugh this shit off. And then I got used to living here, and then realized fuck this shit. Like you don't have to live like this.
No, we don't. We're not gonna anymore
I just
either.
got in trouble for cussing. I'm sorry.
Hey, it's okay as long as you're not cursing nobody. You know, and I don't. My
I
wife
was
isn't
cursing
awake
the state
to
of affairs
get me in
of Portland.
trouble.
I was cursing the state of affairs of Portland.
Let's go. Well, Matthias, I'm tired, but man, I'm always. I love when you grace us with your presence here in this space, man. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, it's one of those. I saw you were on, and I missed your messages, and I literally just saying what's up. And I saw Free the homie and Sentinel the homie on there, so I figured might as well pop on first.
We are the homies. It sucks, man, because I was gonna go live earlier, but we're having technical difficulties.
We'll get together this weekend. We'll do a ride along, and then
yeah, I'll be out.
I also got to say Free and Sentinel. August 16th, is that the day of the?
Yeah.
So August 16th, we've got our first campaign event. So we're doing a potluck in Woodstock Park. So if y'all can make it up, come on out and have some grub. My wife will be cooking. And
I think Sentinel. I don't think Sentinel's Oregon. He might be.
Oh, I didn't.
Well, I know Freedom's just right next door. So.
Yeah. So if Sentinel's not Oregon, is we'll have to mail him a care package.
Oh yeah, let's go. I got to go pick up some care packages from some people. I might make that. I got to go up to the close to the Tri-Cities. Go pick up a care package up there. Then I got to go to Pendleton. Go pick up a bunch of weed from a care package up there.
Well, I want to make that run with you.
Yeah, let's go. There's this guy out west cannabis. And I'm a big. It's pretty cool. We got people in the space too that love the movement of the cannabis movement.
Well, I will tell everybody here that is the business that I went to school for. So I literally had a medical cannabis co-op where I grew seeds and literally found the cut that worked for each patient, and then I found a homie to grow it for them, and then we found the way they wanted.
Stoners, imagine that.
Oh man, bro, it's in the fucking Constitution, man. It's freedom is what I want to do, and I would like to tell you this: the founding fathers grew hemp.
Oh yeah, we demolished a tumor by 60% just by RSO.
Oh man, 100,000%. That is medicine. But I'm gonna teach you all the shit I know, bud, and we'll pass it on to everybody.
I know a lot, but I'm sure there's stuff that you know that I'm just
my wife had a Liz Frank fracture, and she was Dilaudid. Yeah, she was prescribed Dilaudid, and the first time she took it, she just got so sick that she couldn't. Literally, it's one of those. She was just in pain, crying. I asked her, will you let me treat you? And she said yes. So between the, all the things that I've went to school for and learned, and then had businesses up in Vermont doing,
I've never been so sick in my entire life.
Oh, it's 100%. It's one of those, her mom even had a hip replacement, and I've got her 1-to-1 THC helps her, and CBD is the ratio that helps her with pain. So I get her those, and Lauren likes the 1-to-1-to-1s. But everybody's got a different endocannabinoid system. Once you find the one that works for you, man, that's medicine. We get those cut.
Crazy.
We grow it every year for you. It's
it's no good vomiting and being so sick to your stomach.
Yeah.
In front of your brand new husband. That is the most debilitating thing that you could ever possibly do. And then for him to say, no, I got you, girl. Let me help you. And you're like, no, this isn't it. I'm a Baptist. I sit in the back row. Let me just,
struggle.
And
I was like, you don't have to struggle. It's it's the Lord gave it to us, man. It comes out the ground. It's It's like one of those, like, we'll talk about the science. I'll break it down, and no cap. Like, I will put you on everything I know. And the shout out Linda, the lady that put me on was a botany professor at Emory University my freshman year in college.
Love it. I love it.
Like, I learned
We
everything.
love you, Geyer.
We love all y'all.
Love
It's
you
free.
guys,
You
man.
better come to the day. If you still in Portland, I want to see y'all tomorrow. But
Hey.
Free, you better come to that damn barbecue, bud.
Check this out. Check this out. So here's what I'm doing. I was just talking to Mrs. G. So you'll come to find out, Matthias. And we'll add you to this Guyer Show mod chat here soon. But you'll come to find out Mrs. G is my wife. That's who we've been referring to her as, and we've kept her pretty under wraps. Because I want to do this by myself. Not by myself, but I want to do this. This is
That's your thing, man.
I'm the face, and she's out here holding the fort down, behind the scenes, man. So yeah, Mrs. G. I forgot what I was going to say about her.
She's amazing.
She's amazing,
Yeah, she's
and
great.
Lauren has already added her to her crew of baddies, so it's a problem.
It's a problem. We're taking over.
Oh, no
But-
joke. Like, literally every person I've met in the past, like, couple weeks campaigning is like, it's domino that they don't know that, like, me and you are homies.
Love it. Yeah, it everybody knows everybody, man, and you
I know, but they
find out,
don't know,
that
like,
guy.
me and you were like tight. Like,
Brothers.
we met the real way, and
We did.
only you and
That's
I
the-
know what that means.
That's the coolest way to meet, man.
It's literally
coolest way to meet.
Wife. She is the sweetest, and I will ride
She's
it on
amazing.
for that woman.
But that's what I said. Mrs. G has got a whole problem in her corner now.
Oh yeah. So we were talking and we earlier today, and we were saying, hey, I gotta just like get everybody together. I know because I know Daylight's back in town, man, and he just posted some on his page. I tried to
Daylight,
find it.
before you leave town, I'm gonna say this. I know I get in trouble for cutting you off, Guyer. Hit me up. I've got this weekend free.
Your DMs are closed to me. I have no idea why.
Yeah,
I
you
can't
got your
DM
DMs
you.
closed, Matthias.
What's
I
up,
don't know
man?
how
I don't know.
you
How all I can
I'll-
do is email your campaign. That's all I can do. I
I'll
emailed your
send you my
campaign
number.
and got nothing back. So
Hold
my DMs are open. So if you figure it out, DM me. So at least we can talk to each other.
Daylight's got the best
I'm
avatar.
the youngest old man in
Don't
Portland.
even do that.
I don't know how to.
I made it in like 3 seconds on my iPhone too. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
the
know.
best avatar.
It looks like me, but
Okay, so I'm gonna give you the trap phone. You can always catch me on this one. 971
284
284
6231.
6231. And Free, write that sumbitch down too.
You can tell this dude's from the South, man, because what is that sumbitch?
Hey, I have never pretended to be anything other than I am, and you know that.
We just don't hear that often up in Portland anymore. Like I've got friends from the South. I talk to
Free,
them all the
get a
time.
pen out.
don't put your
Free.
phone number in this space, man. There's probably a
his
dozen
campaign
Antifa.
number.
It's my trap phone, bro. You chill.
Oh, all right. I'm sorry. About
That's
that.
his
I
campaign
just say,
number.
I just always assume there are 12 Antifa that are
Always.
listening anonymously.
Hey,
you
if they
know?
pull up on it, it's like they're gonna get 3 in the chest. I'm gonna call the sheriffs. It's on my speed now.
Well, you're gonna have to give it to me. Hold on. Yeah. Well, if they didn't get it the first time, just a minute. I'm gonna write it down. So I'll shoot you a message.
No,
and we can get
no
together
joke.
on
It's
it.
like anybody that wants to holler, if you like a real one, we can sit down and have a great time. If you mean problems, I am not the one to run up on.
You don't
Give
even
me the
need
number
security.
again.
I'll tell you that.
Give me the number again.
971
971
Yep.
284
284
6231
6. I got
6231.
6231. Okay. What do you guys both have your wives in the background?
My wife,
Mrs.
my
G's-
wife is
Mrs.
a
G's
ride or
not in the
die.
studio.
Like straight up. If my wife don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. Like
That's funny. Anyway,
Like-
I'll shoot you a message. I should be free tomorrow for a little while. I got a bunch
Yeah.
of stuff going on, but
What-
no
we'll get it
joke.
together. I'm in town for a week. We should get it together for a little bit. I walked right by the walked right by the Roosevelt pedestal and the Lincoln statue. Do you know where they are, Matthias? I'll show you right where they are.
Yeah, they gonna make that some bitch short. Saying race is like, I swear, if you put like, how in the fuck is the president that freed the slaves racist? Please explain that to me.
I know. And they fucked around with the park blocks too. They did something, Guy. What did they do up next to the art museum? Did you see what they did? They've got this beautiful sets of park blocks that were designed by the original designers of this city in the Southwest and Northwest, just these beautiful green spaces downtown. And if it isn't bad enough that they've allowed the homeless to take them over, it's gotten worse, Guy. It's gotten a lot worse. I was here, what, a little over a month ago? Even in a month, it's gotten a lot worse down here. And in the middle of it, they've put this multicolored area.
Yeah.
I've got to show you this thing tomorrow. It's the biggest eyesore you've ever seen. That they've put money into closing off one of the cross streets and painting the pavement, all these multicolors and stuff. It looks like absolute shit down here. It looks like Night of the Living Dead. I choose like a small little spot when I live down here, and this little area is really nice. There's a little French bakery, and there's no homeless on the sidewalks in this particular little 4 or 5 block area where I stay, and then I ran to Selwood and back today just for a little jog. I ran to Selwood and back. And
I love Selwood.
Anyway, but it's getting downtown Portland, man. I'm trying to think. It's probably the worst I've seen it since Occupy. It's awful down here right now. It is awful. Even
said the same thing. It's like it's absolutely insane to me. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just confirming. It's like it's gotten worse since I've lived here. It's like
I'll take you to the gutters, guys. You haven't even seen nothing
why
yet.
are they allowing the homeless people to camp along the Springwater corridor, Guy?
Real quick.
The Springwater corridor between Portland and Selwood, they're allowing permanent homeless tents down there.
Yeah,
with guys parking their electric bikes down there.
It's real.
That's your district, I think, Matthias.
It is. It's the edge of my district over to Selwood. But no joke, when I moved to that neighborhood, my wife, I like marathoning. It's my safe space to just think. And that is, if you look up the running apps, that's one of the highest rated, trails in Portland. And if you run down it, it is not. If you were not prepared to actively dodge or almost Heisman in some areas on Springwater corridor, it's absolutely insane. It's like my family, my wife's side of the family is like, this is where we've been. Like, we're from the east side, like Milwaukee. I used to be a runner. It's like my wife was a runner before she broke her foot. Like, it's, this is our neighborhood. These were the like pristine green spaces she grew up with, man. It's, it's like you say the same things that I hear from my clients. You say the same things that, I hear from neighbors. Like, I will tell you, my analysis is like, some people are getting paid from saying that we're like solving the homeless problem by making sure they stay on the streets.
They're certainly not putting the money into. I just think the police should go down there, tell those people, hey, pack it up. This is, you're not allowed to camp here overnight. And they're not. I know they're not allowed to be down there overnight. Okay, you got to pack it up, and you got to be out of here, or we're going to arrest you. We're going to take you down to the Multnomah County detention center, and we're going to book you, and we're going to process you. We're going to put you in jail. So you got your 2 choices today. We'll help escort you down to the homeless shelter, or we're going to come back and arrest you tomorrow. There needs to be a zero tolerance policy for this stuff. And they had all this money for this event today, Matthias. I just posted the video where all the police departments, there had to be, I'm not exaggerating, at least a dozen Portland police and a dozen Multnomah County sheriffs at this outreach thing. I'm not sure what kind of thing it was at the park, but You'll see the video. I'll tag you in the video in a minute. And the Multnomah County DA was there too with a tent, and they were serving hamburgers and they had a DJ. And I mean, I'm like, wait a minute, what are we doing here? We don't have money to protect people on the streets. We've got a response time for the police force that's, I don't know, it's like way below the average in the nation. Weren't you saying that, Matthias, the other night, something?
Oh yeah.
We don't have resources, but we got money to run a barbecue all afternoon down at the park. I don't know. There's something wrong.
Into a nonprofit, and then they had a party. It happens all day, every day here. But our policing, I'm just going to tell you, if you're not actively bleeding out, it's not an emergency for them. I got told in plain language from when I recovered my own motorcycle from being stolen. But it's a sad state of affairs. That's why my 100%, my first priority is public safety, and I'm gonna hack apart that PSEP fund, man. It's like I've been reading how it got here. It's absolutely insane. It's like,
is it a fund well, somebody has to be paying for it because they had a DJ. They even had Starbucks down there serving coffee. Did they pay Starbucks? They must have paid Starbucks to come down there and serve coffee.
Oh, they do. Yeah, 100%. But no, eventually I'm still hacking through all the legislation, but I'm going to do a PSEF kind of breakdown, and then
what is your PSEF?
PSEF, the acronym.
Can you explain what that is? What is that? Yeah, can you explain that to me? What is that?
Is the Portland Clean Energy Fund. So in 2018, they passed a tax on, and essentially all businesses that earn $1 billion annually and make more than 500,000 in sales in Portland. So this tax fund was supposed to generate between $30 and $60 million a year. It's generating about $200 million a year, and it's in a separate fund. And in 2022, they did what's called an executive fiat and changed how that money was used because the law was so broad. It didn't really say how they were going to use it. They created a entire, I call it the Portland Communist Election Fund, but essentially you look into all the racial scoring of climate change, things like that. If you set up a nonprofit and say you're going to plan to do anything to tackle those goals, and you're in their network, is they're just funneling money to do whatever. So I wholeheartedly don't doubt that PSEF funds were spent for whatever nonsense you witnessed.
I gotta Google around to figure out what it was. It was. So I'm like, what am I in here? And I've lived here. I lived here for a decade. I'm like, what am I in here? I couldn't find what the overall event was, who the organizer was. But honestly, it was making me so sick to my stomach that that this just huge waste that I just couldn't do it today. I couldn't. When I saw the Multnomah County DA out there, with an outreach program, these are the people who fucked my life up. They fucked up Strickland's life. They political persecutors of conservatives here in Portland, and they're running a barbecue out in the middle of and the police are there, in great numbers when you have all these crime problems. How many police hours were spent, right? I was a manager for a number of years, right? So you count man hours, right? So how many man hours, let's say you had 6 cops, six police cruisers and maybe, I don't know, 10 police officers for half a day. How many crimes could they have been solved, or homeless people could have they moved along, gotten off the streets? It just seems to me like the priority for the money, getting back to basics, of there was a guy literally dying out in the street in front of the Psycho Safeway up on Jefferson where I used to live. He's literally dying out in the street. I'm like, am I going to help this guy? Because he's drooling, and this puddle of drool, and he's half out of it, out from under his covering, right in front of the door at that Safeway. And the Safeway itself has become a fortress. You can't even, you go in there and there's an area that's protected where most of the valuable items are, and you must use certain registers for those things, and they've blocked off all the entrances except for one. So it's like this, it's not quite as bad as California where everything's behind the plastic barriers. And then inside the place, it looked like, you know what it reminded me of? Reminded me when I went to Russia in 1994 where all the surf shelves were empty. You know, it's just like, it's poorly stocked. Everybody in there looks like Night of the Living Dead. I was just like, Portland is really, it used to hang on to a modicum of, you know, of beauty, civilization, cosmopolitan living, and I guess that still hangs out in the Pearl. But
that's the real take, but
certain areas of the city are okay.
Yeah,
But
it's like no, like 100%. It's like, I moved to Portland in that environment. You know what I mean? It's like you saw the beauty and saw it deteriorate. Like I came here in 2022 working, campaign and just saw it for a few weeks and, saw the potential and then saw also, the mismanagement. But it's real. It's like it's like that is it's a sad take, but it's the truth. We gotta let Free talk, man. He's had his hand up.
Go ahead, Freedom. Yeah, go
hey,
ahead,
Free, you
Freedom.
got your hand up. Guy might have taken a break. Go ahead, speak up.
Yeah. When was that barbecue?
It was today. When I got back here, I looked at my watch. It was about 6 o'clock. I probably left Beaverton about 4. So between 4 and 6, they were down there. But it looked like it was in the wind down between 5 and 6. They had the fire truck down there. They had probably 3 sheriff's officers' cars. And
Oh, I meant Matthias when he was getting together at Woodstock.
my
or
bad.
whatever.
My bad.
August
That's all right.
16th,
Cool.
Bud. Yeah, August 16th, bud.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
perfect. I got it. I'll write it down.
Yeah, I'll send you a flyer tomorrow. But yeah, as I just wanted to make sure that I got it on your radar, old fashioned way.
Oh yeah, I wrote it down, so yeah, I won't forget to. So cool. I
Yeah.
appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Hey man, it's like I appreciate meeting you through Guy, bro. Like all the cool people I've met from that one friendship has been worth it, man. It's like the more people here that just I'm just gonna say it, the more real Americans I meet in Portland, just makes me want to fight harder. Like no cap.
No cap. No cap on God.
I was
I'm from
I was
Georgia,
at this.
bud. You know that. I'm like we used to say back home, DSGB, Dirty South Georgia boy.
I was at this they do this beer 30 thing. There was probably a dozen people up in Beaverton, all political people, all heavily involved in political activism over the years since the Tea Party years in 2011. We're all meeting, and I had this big story. I was just like, is this there's this one bit of bright hope that I see down there, you guys. It's telling about downtown because they don't get down here. I said, there's this guy, Matthias, who's running for city council down there. You guys got to get this guy on your radar. So I didn't have your last name, but I'm going to get it to Jane Carroll and her producer. I already messaged the producer and sent him the link to your X page and your campaign page, and said, hey, you got to have this guy on the show. And he said, have him get in touch with me. So part of what I'll do is put you in touch with Dave Bourne so you can go on Jane's show. She showed up today, Guyer. I haven't seen her, but she showed up at this event today. We're all getting on in years. It's the gray-haired crowd. You guys, we're all the old timers.
I'm just fine with the gray-haired crowd. I'm an estate planner. It's like,
there's some clients. There's some clients at that table. There's some clients at that table for sure.
Oh, it's not even that, man. It's like I grew up around a bunch of salty Vietnam vets. It's like I get along better with most older folks than I do young folks. Most people my age just don't have their heads on straight anymore.
Instead of radar,
I'm 35.
would that be gaydar?
My wife is. Do you want me to?
43.
My wife is 43. She's older than I am.
Welcome to the space. My co-host, Mr. Spin City News.
Yay!
Hey guys, if you didn't know, Spin City News, he's the man, and he's got some stuff coming up. So be on the lookout. Check out his website, spincitynews.media. He's across all social medias doing panels on American Rising Network, and he is also running his own at Spin City News on YouTube, Rumble, Pilled, X. Not X too much anymore, but this guy's got the news, and it's all real. It's all truthful, and I'm very grateful to have him in space and grateful to have him helping me out behind the scenes. So welcome to the show, Spin.
Gotcha, bitch.
Not a Portlander, but knows all about the bullshit that happens here, right?
Absolutely. That's why I said, are you sure it was radar or gaydar?
Radar. For what?
Radar. Right.
Depends on what neighborhood you're in.
You ain't even lying, brother, man. You ain't even lying. If you're down by the ice building, it's a mixture of every. Yeah. Never mind.
You can speak your mind around me, bud. You can't hurt my feelings. I grew up outside of Fort Benning.
Well, you know what? I'm here in Central Florida.
I thought that was the homie.
Eastern time.
Oh, that's the time that I'm still set on, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know,
my wife is nodding her head. Like I bop up good 3 hours before her. I can't turn it off.
That was in 2024.
With earplugs.
Whenever I go to Vegas, I'm on Portland time, and it's just like you get that you leave at 9 o'clock and you arrive at 9 o'clock. Okay.
Dude, that's the fun of how we used to go from Georgia to Alabama for those Auburn games. If you drove fast enough, you gained 15 minutes.
Yeah, that makes sense. Man, it's crazy.
I don't like it. I put earplugs in.
Yeah, I'm a morning person, but let homie talk.
My wife has always been on the East Coast, and she's never gone out to like Vegas until our family moved out there, or part of our family moved out there. It takes her a week. It takes her a week to get back like right.
Yeah,
my wife
it's just time change. Don't look at the clock. It's dark when we leave, and it's dark when we arrive home. Who gives a shit?
Spin. I came in yesterday from Sydney, 17 hours. Man, I'm getting too old for this shit. I underestimate the effects on the human body, but man,
well, hopefully you weren't riding coach.
No, one thing I don't do anymore. I said when I retired, I said I'm never going to retire until I have enough money. I never have to buy another coach ticket. But if you learn the game, like
I'm too for coach. It's like I either bully my dad and use his points, or either I plan ahead. It's like I'm 6'5". Like coach is entirely too uncomfortable.
Let me tell you, they're now making airplanes that have beds where if it's like a long flight or you're going halfway around the world and it's more than, I think it's 6 hours, Brandon, 6 or 8 hours.
Yeah.
Your seat can turn into a bed, but it's like $10,000 a ticket too.
Well, it's not that bad. They have two different products. I mean, who the heck wants to talk about this in these spaces? We never talk about stuff like this. But there's so American has ambassador class, which is their business now. Those are lie flats, and they're nice. They really are. They're comfortable, and they give you like a mattress pad that's a really good quality and a really nice blanket and a really nice pillow. So they have ambassador class, and United has what they call their explorer class that I used to come back from Sydney, and you can do it, Matthias. I'm 6'3.5", so and I can lay flat in there. And I watched this time across. I watched all the Star Wars trilogy and then Titanic. And both that time we're serving breakfast, so it kind of got me. I passed out, in and out. I slept on and off going through, but it's still very during the run today, man. My joints getting old, you guys. Do it while you're young, everybody that's in here. I don't know how old.
I'm almost 50, and I had a very strenuous job for 26 years. Yeah, I might be almost 50, but the abuse that I put my body through, the last 10 years has just been hell. So I know all about it. Your joints start hurting. You can't get comfortable. I know all about it.
Me too. Oh, me too. And I'm only
Yeah.
32 years old.
I'm continuously 29,
Oh,
There
so
you go.
that's what's wrong with you.
My
At
dad,
least Mrs.
I
Geyer
swear.
has sense to listen to people.
Dude, my dad literally was 29 until I turned 29. I kid you not. I was like, you cannot be the same age.
I had to pull that.
I was like, you got to move it up a little bit.
You damn well know I had to say something smart.
Oh yeah.
Guys, let me tell you something. You try to help a man out. You try and give him the seed. You know what's coming, Geyer. And I have to talk to Geyer's wife to get it through to Geyer's head. Isn't that normal, Lou? Just saying.
I mean, that's typically how it goes.
It's the Geyer Show.
I always tell people, it's like, if you actually want to get a hold of me, call Lauren. And that was before she was my campaign manager.
Guys, we got some breaking news.
What?
We got some breaking news.
Oh, we do. Let's see what you come up with.
Well, federal investigators digging into a massive cyber attack that hit critical community water infrastructure up in Minnesota, with officials seriously probing whether state-backed hackers are testing our vulnerabilities. Meanwhile, down in the Southwest, another record-shattering heat dome is baking the region, threatening critical fire weather from the Intermountain states all the way to our doorstep in the Pacific Northwest. And back on the political front, Congress is scrambling behind closed doors to hammer out a stopgap funding deal just to keep the government's lights on, while the White House fights tooth and nail over executive authority to withhold federal funding from programs they deem woke. They want you looking everywhere else here. We're looking right at the facts. Stay sharp, stay unfiltered. This is The Geyer Show.
Let's see. What do we got? Oh, God. Geyer, let's just shake our head at this point. Seriously.
What do we got? Keep in mind we are live on YouTube, X, Pilled, and Rumble, and AmericanAbsolutist.com.
I know I try to stay positive about things. And then when you open my website, U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders' mug is on a featured story.
What's going on with Bernie Sanders, Spin?
Let's fight oligarchy. Democratic socialism is in the front burner of U.S. politics today, but the heated debate usually involves false understanding of what it is and what it isn't. Oligarchy. What does that even mean?
I'll tell you what, I don't even know how to spell it.
Fucking Bernie Sanders is the oligarchy king. Everything that motherfucker says is something about oligarchy.
Since 1993.
Democratic socialism in U.S. politics today is largely the same as contemporary progressive liberalism. Isn't the motherfucker like 80, 90?
He's getting up there. Bernie Sanders is definitely getting up there.
A majority of Americans would buy the core principles of socialism if branded under a different name. Democratic Socialists of America are not at war with capitalism, but seek to curb its excesses and the indecent inequities it breeds. What the fuck kind of stupid shit is that?
And same stuff that's ruined our city councils.
Whole contradiction in one sentence.
Eat the rich.
That's why I said, and I quote, what kind of stupid fucking shit is that?
Yeah. That's terrible. Bernie Sanders has been on one recently. They're just trying to stay relevant. Him and his little posse, socialist posse.
I mean, look. The First Amendment.
There's a group of people inside the Democrat Party. He doesn't appear in the poly markets right now, but there's a group of people that believe and want and are encouraging Bernie to make another go out of it. And I'm going to tell you something, Matthias. I went over to the Rose Garden and actually saw him live and covered it for KUIK. They put me in the press pool, gave me a press badge, and I went in the press pool. I'll tell you something scary about Bernie Sanders. You guys have heard me talk about how I feel about socialism, but I stood there and listened to the whole thing, and I prepared to hate it all. If you see him in person, he's a very persuasive speaker in the way I think that Hitler really got people behind him. But he comes off as your kindly old grandfather that's
totally does.
promising you everything. So he's one of the more dangerous ones of the bunch.
I actually met him in person.
You've met him before? Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I went to Vermont Law School. He spoke at South Royalton's high school graduation my sophomore year, the town I lived in. And I agree 100%. Everybody's like, oh, yeah, Bernie. And it was the same year that he was caught on
this great country of ours is moving very rapidly in the direction of oligarchy. The United States of America today is increasingly becoming an oligarchy, more and more moving toward an oligarchy. We are moving in the direction of oligarchy.
But yeah,
we will
it's one of those
even
where he is 1,000% in this. Like ESA shit further than like I ever thought it would get. Like I lived in Vermont, and when he was like in his heyday, before like the Republicans tried to rein it in, and then he doubled down after probably 2 or 3 years in Trump. And like when I moved to Vermont, I kid you not, it was like moving to a colder version of Tennessee. Like, you could go to high school. Like I live in such a small town, the kids have rifles in the back of their trucks to go hunting elk. And then 2 years into living there, it went from like, it felt like from the locals that I ran with, because I had a business there. When, long story short, I had a medical cannabis co-op in Vermont. But all of my
turn your mic off on the
homies that were like natives from there, it's like, yeah, literally everyone from the city came here and has turned this into a just little pocket of I was there when we had the like big opiate epidemic on the East Coast. So it's like I watched with real eyes what communist, lean policy before it got as overt as it is now does to regular communities. So
I like that, Guyer. That's funny.
Where is it?
South Worthington, Wynn County. It's a little small town, probably.
Guyer, I'm not in the space, but that was fucking funny with Bernie eating the fucking banana.
That's from law school. I'm majored in environmental law. So my background of why Portland makes zero sense.
Tell me the name of the school again, really slowly and clearly.
Vermont Law School.
Oh, Vermont Law School. Got it. Oh.
Speaking of Portland,
I'm from Massachusetts, so we used to go up to
I'm muted on my end, so we're live
and Wildcat.
on the stream right now.
We'd go up to 91.
Stay in the space, Guyer. I had to mute the space because it was
too. But we'd ski, and I've hiked all through Vermont. But I'm from Massachusetts, so.
I went from Georgia to
the space is still playing.
Literally the middle of Windsor County. So if you're familiar with that area, just south of like Suicide Six area, Woodstock, Vermont. But that was my stomping grounds. It's like I literally had the entire Sugar Bush community run into the law school because I was doing essentially helping them get compliant to get environmental grants from the state to kind of make their farms more compliant. But it's like I learned that area, and I moved in probably 2 or 3 months before school started, and just made my home there. And I stayed for about 4 years until 2019 or so when I moved back down south, and then COVID hit, and that kind of changed the trajectory of things.
How'd you find the winters in Vermont after being brought up in Georgia?
It was a shock and a half the first one.
Guys, want to hear something interesting?
For sure.
Not to interrupt you, gentlemen. Mr. Guyer of the Guyer Show. Wasn't there a protest in Portland about the Freedom 250 celebration? Well, oh yeah, there was. There was
about everything.
Yeah. Well, here in one of their taglines is the American people should not be paying for a celebration. Well, I just got this little article. It says Chevron, United Airlines, and defense contractor RTX contributed a total of $9 million to Freedom 250, the group President Donald Trump created to plan celebrations of the nation's 250th birthday this year in the first half of 2026, according to lobbying contribution reports filed Thursday. Also, by unanimous votes, the Senate allotted Congress approved $150 million for the 250th anniversary events as part of last year's One Big Beautiful Bill. So my point in saying this is the assholes are wrong. It was approved by Congress unanimously, by the way, that the nation should celebrate the 250th birthday. And it was done last year. Isn't that a bitch?
They unanimously approved it last year.
All I have to add, as an Oregonian,
I spent 1 week there and went through every state. Every state for the exception of, I think, what did we look it up as, Geyer? Like 4 or 5?
I just knew R2 up here, but that rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah, well, Oregon and Washington don't have the money. Well, here's a fucking fact. Stop spending money on illegals and fucking yachts and whatever else you're fucking doing in Oregon and Washington, and fucking do something for the nation that you're a part of. Okay, rant over.
My rant's not over. I wish they would vote to Oregon citizens who wanted us to participate. Shit, like I wanted to. It's like if anyone can say that we can put put away the bad past of America, it should be a black man. If I can look past all the bullshit we did and still be happy, y'all can. No offense. Like,
they're bitching now. They're bitching about the Sikorsky company putting a helipad for Marine One to land on. They're still bitching about the ballroom that was not funded by taxpayers' money, for the exception of each branch of the military putting their own budget that is allotted by Congress to upgrade a few things. It was all funded by private donors, including the President of the United States. But guess what? The DSA, the liberals, the dummycrats, the demoncrats, and anybody else just has to bitch about it. We don't need a ballroom. We don't need this. It's a historic site. Yada, yada, yada. You know what? The United States of America is the most powerful country in the world. In the world, folks. Why can we not have a ballroom to have world leaders, dignitaries, have a secure place to have an event? Why is that? Do you really want dignitaries, the President of the United States, to walk through a foot of water to go out to a tent on the South Lawn? I don't.
It's an embarrassment. It's a total embarrassment on the world stage. It really is. And he solved
That's
it.
the point, Daylight.
He's taken nothing. He's taking nothing but grief for any of it. It's
no matter what the man does. I don't care if he walks in front of somebody the wrong way or doesn't say hi or whatever the case may be. 30 seconds later, it's national news.
Hey, you guys, appreciate you letting me come on here, but I got to cut out. I got to get up super early. Got a lot of work to do so I can have some free time. So,
hey, Freedom, we're going to be
Freedom,
hollering
man.
at you. Thank you. Thank you for giving all the information. Telling the truth on what's happening in your area, man. We're going to be seeing you. We're like I said, we're coming out this weekend, and I'm sure I'm going to have some people with me, some big dudes. So let's go, Freedom. Enjoy the rest of your night, and wake up, kick some ass tomorrow morning.
Freedom, as always.
Thank you, sir.
But as always, it's always a pleasure, man. And I want to see you on that barbecue, bud.
Oh yeah, I'll be there. I'll figure it out. So, anyways, you guys have a good night.
there,
God
Freedom
bless you, man.
Hammer.
God bless you.
Did you guys talk about before the invasion of Spain? And how do
Just a little bit.
how do you guys feel about the videos? Isn't that the most? We've been predicting it forever, right? But there it is, right in front of us.
Yes,
Unbelievable.
I learned Spain. Somebody came in and said Spain was the only country that didn't. What did he say, Matthias? Were you in here when he was talking about that, or?
No, I saw the videos. Lauren showed it to me today, but I mean, and I'm just going to be real. It's like we had that in this country during Biden's administration.
We did, and that's why we had Iranian missile platforms, ICBMs,
Oh,
come
if you
across our
want to
southern border.
really nerd out, me and Lauren watched this Super Bad with that girl's call sign.
I think it was.
Yeah, Sean Ryan podcast with
Yeah, it was
former
Abrams.
CIA targeter, and it's like literally hearing
Adams.
about
Stacey
yeah, how like essentially we like greenlit these motherfuckers to come in here. It's like it's absolutely insane. I mean, we're dealing with the consequences of a bad, of an administration that was, governing for people other than Americans. Is all I'll say.
Gentlemen, I hate to come in and run, Mr. Geyer. I need to go stretch out.
Do your thing, Spin. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for always being a great co-host and bringing in some good news.
No problem.
Appreciate you, brother.
SpinCityNews.media. If you'd like to check it out, make sure you follow me over on X here. Much appreciated if you do. On YouTube, Spin City News, and all the other social media platforms. Gentlemen, good to talk to you. Daylight, I've talked to you before, I believe. Good to see you. And everybody else, have a good night, everybody.
So, so you guys are gonna laugh on my YouTube channel. You're tapping out too, Matthias?
I'm an old man. I've been burning it on both ends of the candle doing campaigning. So I'm gonna sleep, and I will hit you and Daylight up tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna be around. I'm not going fishing tomorrow, so I'll be in town. So let's do some ride around.
I finally found my bike keys, so I will be riding the motorcycle. So I will
I'm jealous.
I mean, I'll let you ride it. It's fine.
All right, I'll ride around town. Let's go. All right, brother. Thank you for coming in again. MatthiasHallett.com, and he's gonna change his city around, guys. Daylight disinfectant. I want to talk about that invasion just between you and I, and on a space. So let's open up a space tomorrow and talk about that with Spain. I'm going to research some information about Strait of Hormuz and how all that ties into it.
They closed the border between, in 89, when I was in Europe for the first time in 88, they used to still have the border stations, guy, or as I traveled like from Germany into Belgium, I have to stop and show a passport. And they got rid of that when the wall came down. Okay. But Italy reactivated that today. So you can't travel between EU nations freely anymore. You have to stop and show your passport or your Ausweis, your internal ID, to get between the countries now. It's a huge thing that's going on in Europe right now. And I'm going to be in Rome next Thursday. I'm like wondering, maybe I don't know if there's going to be changes in what the cruise ships are doing, or they're literally being invaded right now by Morocco. Unchecked. It's total craziness.
And it made me bring up the real question of, like, you see these people coming in and they don't even have like backpacks or anything like that, Dan. They're kissing the names of their countries on their shirts. It's terrible.
And they're all military age males, right?
Where's all the women? I see children. I see a couple of not children, but young teenagers.
Quite frightening. Quite frightening to what that was. That news story is that caught. We did the Conservative Council last night, and I just shaking my head, And the other story is the Smithsonian Museum. Have you been following that guy and what they're doing there?
A little bit.
Oh my God, guy! They got rid of the founding fathers from the Smithsonian.
Yes,
Dude, that can't be real.
I'm working on a story for that, Dan. I'm worried. That one's taking me a little time to write.
It can't be real. Can't be real. What is going on, man? It's really ratcheting up, and I'm worried about these midterm elections. The odds of them winning the House it's like 80% chance that the Democrats will take the House now. and it's a 50-50 tie almost on who's going to get the Senate. If they get both, we're fucked, man, because although it does take a 60-40 vote to successfully impeach Trump, but the minute they win, the Democrats win, what's going to happen is they're going to impeach Trump. They're going to file articles of impeachment, and then they're going to hold hearings and drag everybody out there. They're going to subpoena Hedgeseth. They're going to subpoena Kash Patel. They're gonna tie up everything for the next 2 years, and then we're facing 2028. Man, I feel like 2009 when Obama came in. I feel, man, something's got to change really quick here, or things are gonna go to hell in a handbasket. They're not going very well right now, but it's gonna. I see things so optimistic at the beginning of this term, and now I don't know. I'm not so optimistic. Not so optimistic anywhere. Hey, maybe you can cheer me up when we chat. But
yeah, I'll give you. I'll cheer you up. I'll give you some good news.
All right, let's message each other. I'm going to message Matthias, so at least has my contact information.
Cool.
I'll run in the morning. That's my usual thing. That'll keep me sane, and I'll message you guys a little bit later, and we'll try and get some schedules together so we can at least see each other.
Let's go get some grub somewhere.
All right, let's go to some no commie spot, so we're not contributing to some stupid commie business. Let's go to some place.
I got some good ones.
I hate staying in this hotel. This thing is just from that perspective, it's got to be the most communist. They have gender neutral bathrooms in the lobby. Let's just put it that way. It pisses me off.
It's everywhere.
Anyway, I'll let you go. Thanks for what you doing, Guy. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Dan. Always do. I'm looking forward to reaching out to Jane Carroll again too. I've got some new information about Jur. And I want to talk about this gun charge that he has, and I want to talk about the correlation between Jur and other journalists, or other people like Mercado, and just how the dangers of online threats can turn into people who actually want to carry it out for real.
You are in real danger. I don't know. I don't think you appreciate it. I think you say it, but I don't think that you realize what these people are capable of. They will,
they got militias up in Bremerton, Washington. We know.
Just the Antifas will come to the house at night. They'll throw acid at your family, at your house. They're just completely unhinged. And I always thought that they obeyed some sane rules. There was some rules of decorum, that were left in society, that there were certain boundaries they wouldn't go beyond, but those boundaries just seem to be, they'll cut the genitalia off little boys, they'll cut the breasts off little girls. They'll take Washington and Lincoln out of the Smithsonian Museum. They'll do anything. They're just on a destructive wave against America, and they're talking about abolishing the Senate. That's on this Democrat Socialist platform. They want to abolish the Senate and have the president elected by the House of Representatives. I mean, you can't make it up.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that freaking crazy, Dan? Abolish the Senate? Like what?
How can they do it? And the people at the table today, and these are same people, are saying that they'll do it because if I won't keep you any longer, they have to. But Mamdani will be the. They were reminding me if he ever won president, he would be the commander in chief. So the military, whoever he puts in charge of the military, is going to follow his orders. I mean, America's in serious trouble. Probably in more trouble than since the revolution, since Civil War. Anyway. Well, what do you do? Just keep fighting, I guess. Anyway, I'll let you go. Chat soon, okay?
Sounds good. Thank you, Daylight. Really appreciate you coming in. And
all right,
we're gonna chat
other people
soon.
in here. Bye, Spin. Bye, Sentinel. Bye, Guy. Bye, Guy. Talk to you later.
All right, Dan. And so that's just going to wrap it up. Guys, let's just bring it home at that point. If you're tuned in at the space right now, hit that follow button. Make sure you're locked in across all of our platforms and back me fully because what we're building here isn't just a broadcast, it's a movement for the real unfiltered truth. Think about where we started and where this is heading. Every single monologue that I've drafted, every late night investigation we've run out on the streets, and every single community conversation we host on here is just practice. It's the reps. It's, you want to know the ultimate goal, and this is what we're getting at here, is taking that exact same energy, the exact refusal to buy into some mainstream narrative, and turn it into a full scale radio show that cuts through the noise every single day. We're doing this from the ground with no corporate masters and no filter. So let's just do this with a bang, guys. Let's stay sharp. Let's stay independent, and always keep your head on a swivel and your Jennies tight and your Calvins, and tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. And thank you for tuning in to the Geyer Space. I want to give a special shout out to my two co-hosts that joined in tonight, Sentinel and Spin City News, to the listeners who listened and had this conversation just by sitting around and listening. We appreciate you, and to the people that gave their input onto these conversations. It's been great. We're gonna have another one on Sunday, and we're gonna do some investigation tomorrow. We've got some ride-alongs and some things to do in Portland. Thank you for tuning in. This is the Geyer Space. We'll see you Sunday live at 7 p.m. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, back to the original broadcast here on YouTube, X, and Rumble and Pilled. Guys, I want to thank you for tuning in. Remember, we can't do this without you, and you guys keep us going. So please follow us on all social media platforms. Tune in to theamericanabsolutist.com. Get involved in these spaces. We've got some community events coming up that we're going to cover, and we're working on some things. Whistleblowers have reached out to me and said, "Hey, we've got some more information for you." So we got to do a lot of digging. I'm looking out for sponsors. If you want to be a sponsor of the Geyer Show, I mean, just let me show you. We've got Northwest Bound Outdoors, Ayla Mac Hair Company. This is Ayla Mac Hair Company. You need a haircut? Go to a great studio in the Pacific Northwest, Portland metro area. That's Tara. And it's Ayla Mac Hair Company. And she is one of the only 4 hairstylists in the Pacific Northwest, in the state, that can do those invisible bead extensions. Now, if you don't know what invisible bead extensions are, let me tell you, I don't know what they are, but apparently they're changing women's lives. So go to aylamachairco.com, follow her on all social media platforms, and go get your haircut and get it done by Ayla Mac Hair Co. She's amazing. Our next sponsor, fueling this broadcast, and somebody I went fishing with today, it's Kevin Williams with Northwest Bound Outdoors. And today was a typical day out on the ocean. You know, it's buoy 10 season, and we made way. We made way for sure. We got some fish onto the boat. It was a very wild fish day. I mean, these fish were absolutely wild. Jumping into the net, out of the net. We had a great time. But took home some fish today. And you can take home some fish. He's going to be out there the entire month of August. Get on the boat with Northwest Bound Outdoors. That's www.northwestboundoutdoors.com, or give him a call at 971-599-9574. Again, guys, it's an incredible experience. I will be out there with you on the boat. We've got some documenting, and we're putting together a documentary with Kevin, and a full YouTube video to put together by the end of buoy 10 season, because at the end of buoy 10 season, we have hunting season, and that's how we do it out here. So again, get the limit, go out on the ocean. He's fishing the Columbia River at buoy 10, August 1st through 31st. It's a great price for a seat. If you tell them the Geyer Show sent you, you'll get a discount on that seat. Book the boat with Kevin, and he'll also give you a discount. Book in the boat, you get all 6 seats. He'll take you out there, and 6 seats at 2 fish per person. That's 12 fish you get to come back with. 12 fish. Now think about it. These things sell for upwards of $25 a pound. And these fish are coming home at like what? 16 pounds average, 15, 16 pounds average. So go get your fish, get on board with Northwest Bound Outdoors. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a broadcast from the Geyer Show Studios, put on by Truth Bomb Studios. And I will see you guys on the next broadcast on Sunday. Be sure to give us a tip for the show, whether it be a donation tip or a tip into our DMs on what to investigate next. We appreciate you guys. Always tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And remember to keep your head on a swivel and don't look back. Always look forward. Do something good for somebody else. Do something good for yourself. And we'll see you on the next one. This is the Geyer Show.
This is the Geyer Show. It's the Geyer Show. This is the Geyer Show. It's the Geyer Show. This is